You're listening to the Productive Not Busy podcast, where our mission is to make you more money so you'll have less stress and more free time. It's all about mindset, attitude, and taking action. And your host, Wayne Weathersby, knows how to make that happen. He's negotiated and closed over $150 million in contracts while building businesses with proven success strategies that he wants to share with you. So if you're ready to make some real money, then let's get to it. Here's Coach Wayne.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of the Hammer Down Sales Podcast. I'm Coach Wayne, and today I wanted to go over the 6 personal perspectives of getting your mind right to having a successful business, right? So what I'm going to ask is, what is it that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to accomplish much, right? That's really what we're here to talk about. So defining the 6 personal perspectives is basically there's 3 bubbles that you want to focus on, which is mindset, attitude, and your approach. Having the perspectives are basically step 1 is to committing to self-mastery, right? Am I going to nail this thing? Am I going to master this thing? Or am I just going to have hope as a strategy, right? So step 2 would be to commit to the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule for me is, am I going to focus on my big rocks? Am I going to focus on the main things first? Or am I going to worry about all the little things running around that are going to preoccupy me? So, and then are we going to be purposeful about breaking through the ceilings of achievement? Sometimes we get a little bit of success and we kind of bang that ceiling a little bit and we feel good and we get comfortable. And sometimes getting comfortable can, actually be a negative thing, because you're going to start getting comfortable. You start going to not pay attention to things because you're being somewhat successful in just the fact that you're getting by, right? And happy with the money that you're making. Also, the big one for me too is am I willing to be taught? Am I always pursuing the learning, right? So I had somebody very important in my life that used to tell me all the time, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. And that's really one of my mantras that I live by is, am I always going to be able to learn? I'm going to surround myself with people that I'm going to learn from. I'm going to surround myself with people that I might not necessarily always agree with, but if I can learn something from them, which is either a way to do something or a way to definitely not do something, then that's super important. So, and then step 5 is removing your limiting beliefs. Everybody that shows up has the same opportunity. There is no such thing as somebody that has an advantage over somebody else. In my opinion, I think that is a limiting belief, is that, Elon Musk gets up and puts his pants on the same way every day. And he didn't start out where he's at right now. Everybody has to start from scratch, and everybody has to have a goal. Everybody has to have expectations if you don't hit those goals. And we'll talk about that in another episode, expectations versus goals. And then the last one is be accountable. It's mine. You need to own it, right? You need to own the fact that if something is not done or something doesn't happen, that ultimately the accountability comes back to you. And you need to like that. You need to be comfortable with the fact that if there's something that's not right, it's because of you, and you can fix it usually. So, what you need to do is also a reality check. What is your goal, right? What are your expectations? How are you going to do with your goal? What are you doing with it? If you get there, what does that mean? Are you done? Or are you going to go farther? How do you feel about that? And what does your future look like if you do not achieve that goal, right? So you need to define the good and the bad as well. As far as committing to self-mastery, the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that you come up with make you. And you want to make sure that they're not fake and they're not there just to make you feel good. You need to make sure that if you're going to have knowledge and skills, is that you're learning them to apply them to make yourself and everybody around you better. So you need to know your goals. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses. And you know how to work both your strengths and your weaknesses to reach your goals. So everybody always focuses on the strengths, but you also need to know your weaknesses so that you can, avoid the pitfalls, so you can make sure that you can achieve your expectations and your goals. All right. And then you got to put the pieces together. When it comes to self-mastery, there's a million ways to learn out there. There's a million coaches, a million mentors. You got to find something that feeds your fire. If it feels like somebody's pounding something into you, then you're obviously not in the right mind frame or the right situation. I want to be inspired. That's my trigger. And being inspired by somebody is seeing that, if they are excited about what they're doing and exciting about the destination of where they're at from where they started, it's the thrill of the hunt and the thrill of the kill for me is to find out how to get to that next step and what do I got to know to get there. So for me, it's super important with people. The way I learn is that I need to find people that inspire me, people that make me feel good. I don't need to be rah, and I don't need to be yelled at. I like the fact that I find somebody that is inspired and motivated to help others, come from kindness, come from grace, and make it to where it's fun and exciting. And as well, by the way, you're going to be successful. That's going to be what pushes my buttons. And so I encourage people to reach out to me on this podcast here and give me your opinion. What is it that feeds your fire, right? What is it that gets you excited? What is it that makes you wake up and can't wait to get started on something that's hard, right? That's something that I'd be interested to hear from y'all's perspective, and I'll give you my perspective on that as well.
You've been listening to the Productive Not Busy podcast with Coach Wayne. Join us next time for more money-making strategies to help you have less stress and more free time. Follow us on Facebook at Productive Not Busy, on Instagram at frontline.coach.wayne, and on Twitter at Wayne New Jr. And remember, be productive, not busy.